When I was in 7th grade, I used to worry about which language people was going to opt for, Hindi or Sanskrit. When I was in 9th grade, I used to worry about what my board marks are going to look like. When I was in 10th grade, I used to worry what I'm going to opt for, science or arts or history or humanities. When I was finally in 11th grade, after a massive major brainstorm, deciding that I'll go with biology, PCB, science, I started worrying about what I'm going to do after 12th. And I finally settled with medical entrance exam, even though I never wanted to become a doctor. I had it all planned, pre-planned, and yet here I am after 2 years of major, massive sacrifices, isolation, and hard work into absolutely nothing. And that is why I want you to stop pre-planning everything in your life. Who am I to tell you this? Someone who learned from life. Anyways, hey guys, I'm Aditi, and today I'm going to be talking about how living and pre-planning everything about my future made me stop living in the present moment. It seems like since I was in 7th grade, I have always been setting rules for my future self. I have always been setting boundaries, assigning insanely certain checkpoints for becoming someone very, very specific for the future me. Yeah, someone who doesn't even exist yet. Like, if I don't want my heart to break, I've always told myself never ever fall in love. If I don't want toxic friends, then I stop socializing at all. I've made terrible mistakes by doing that. When I was in 7th grade, I used to worry about which language paper was I going to opt for, Hindi or Sanskrit. When I was in 9th grade, I worried about what my birthmarks are going to look like. When I was in 10th grade, I used to worry about what I'm going to opt for, science or arts or history or humanities. When I was finally in 11th, after a massive major brainstorm, deciding that I'm going to go with PCB, that is the biology science, I started worrying about what I'm going to do after 12th, and I settled with medical entrance exam, even though I never wanted to become a doctor. I had it all planned from my childhood that I'll never be taking a drop year, that I'll go to the best university of India at my first attempt. That sounded like final and fatal to me. And since past 2 years, I have sacrificed, isolated, and given so much of hard work. But today, it is 16th September, Friday 2022, and honestly, my entrance exam marks are not good enough. Back to the part where I was talking about heartbreaks. I always saw my friends getting in relationships and crying about it, wasting energy, time, brain, and common sense. That's what I thought back then. So I told myself that no matter what's going to happen, I'll never let myself fall in love because it's just a distraction, a mere weakness. I also kind of limited myself by the idea that I'm never ever going to date. But things kind of changed in high school. I started reading romantic fiction novels, and that gave me a whole new point of view. How having someone to care about you is not a weakness, it's a strength. But until then, I was my own toxic parent. I said, no, wait, don't hold his hand, that's so cliche. Oh, you have a boyfriend, or like, yeah, sure, just one kiss until you're pregnant and like losing your career. While my current version, the high school Aditi, wanted to interact and be more easy around guys and not make a bigger deal. But a part of my mind always told myself, nah, stop it right there. That gave me a huge load of confusion. I was not sure who was making these decisions for me in my head. Another story. Back in 8th grade, I was getting really toxic friend circles, being backstabbed a lot of time, and bullied. So I told myself I'll never, ever trust a single word from anyone. And in senior year high school, I have pitched so many people away. Actually really nice people, and missed on an entire lifetime experience I regret. Yep. I did not had any high school experiences. I just kept studying in my room and I never went out even though I wanted to go. Maybe you will get in a real heartbreak and you will think that you'll not be so easygoing or naive anymore. That's fine. It's called learning. One more thing that I pledged was no matter anything, I'll be a total academic rock star. And for that, I have constantly pressurized myself so much that I feel a little broken. I have taken extreme measures. I have crossed my comfort zone's boundaries so quick that I have been left a little broken. Because I ended up not letting myself have any fun. Because the 7th-year-old me jumped into the conclusion that if I go partying or groping, then I'll completely lose track of time. And then I'll post grade and then my marks will decrease and shit, maybe I'll start drugs. Oh my god, I don't want to be a dropout drug addict. Damn. Overthinking, fearing, overthinking. Don't jump into conclusions. You can sit here and you can think that, oh, I want to become someone like that person in that market. Oh, I want to have like that car, that Mercedes, right? But you can also go like, oh, I will never become like that person, or like, wait, damn, they talk way too much, I'll never do that, or like, I'm never gonna wear that dress, or it's so girly, I'm a power woman, right? You don't know that will you wanting to be a power woman in future. Maybe you'll start liking that dress, and then you'll hear these voices inside your mind that will tell you, no, don't do that, that is so against everything that you have planned. These are the judgment of your current moment. Or maybe they change in the future. Don't go around setting rules. If you do, it'll be a huge obstacle in growing up. You don't know your future self yet. So, after hell of studying, sacrificing, isolation, and some pretty dope grades, there is a 99.99% chance that as per session 2022-23, I'm not going to end college. My med entrance exam results were pretty chill. Not enough for the best, but much more than my capabilities. I didn't want it, so it didn't matter. My 12th grades were on fire with 92%, and I did got 500th rank in a state level exam. But in the midst of all of this, I had neglected my mental health, and I have felt very alone. I have felt like I've got all this love and no one to give it. Setting goals like, damn, I'm gonna buy a Mercedes in it and live in America, are materialistic, and for long term they are fine. But characteristically, never go around judging others like, oh, not gonna date someone like him. She wears lipstick and looks weird. I won't wear that lipstick. Maybe, tiniest maybe, she does look a little weird. But what are the chances that you're gonna look weird as well, huh? Jumping into the conclusion by just viewing their side because is what I did. Watch my friends date, break up, cry while I tried to write moral of their stories without actually living it or even reading the entire story. So, I'm 17, and if I mute this toxic parent voice inside me, I realize how much I want to hang out with my friends at weekends, or go to a road drive in a couple of months, or work for music, or shoot a YouTube video, or write a script, or paint, or do other things that my life wants me to do, and that is actually enjoyable. And we tend to limit that decisions made by God know when that academic require extreme sacrifices, that you need to give it all just so you can excel, and that is what I did. For past 2 years, I stopped making music, wrapped my guitar, pre-planned everything, and here I am at the second year, still clueless, still not getting in my dream college. At my drop year, something I didn't plan for. I have lost so much. No social life, complete isolation, hyper-individualistic, terribly miserable, frustrated, hopeless, meaningless, anxiety, depression, taking a hard or long way, and not living at all. Let me just tell you one thing. It's very important. Listen carefully. If you hang out, or go in an adventure, or take a break, or balance your social content media along with academics, then that doesn't make you a mediocre student, okay? Don't focus too much on imagining a painting about your future when you don't even have the paintbrush yet. Rough sketches, fine, but focus on buying the brush for now. We work to live, not live to work, don't we? Anyways, I think that was all that I wanted to say. I should get back to doing what I want to do. Let me know what you think about it. As for currently, I am doing absolutely nothing, and I'm quite useless right now. But you know what? Self-love is so much more important, and take care of your mental health, because only you can save yourself. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching this video, and yeah, take care.